So our meeting is now being recorded and it's also live streamed on Facebook. So welcome to day 2 of our online winter computer concept, aka OWCC 2026. And today we're going to basically focus on the Windows operating system. So if you are using Mac OS, probably this might not be that much for you, but however, you can learn and be able to help your brothers and sisters and other family members that are using Windows or that may reach out to you for help with their Windows computer. So yesterday we talked about the email essentials, using Gmail as our point of reference. We talked about that yesterday, and today we're going to focus on the Windows operating system. Many have been using it for years, or probably have been using it for a few times now. So it shouldn't be strange to some. But let us know first where you are joining us from in the comment section. If you are in China, just drop the city in China. If you are outside of China, just drop the country name so that we know where our people are joining from. Rachel from Beijing. Thank you. Blessing from Guangzhou. Yomi from Liberia. Michelle Logan from Liberia. Honorable Gaje Emmanuel from Wuhan. Honorable Flomo from Huan. Honorable Keita from Hanyang. And Hussein from Dalian. Daniel from Liberia. Toidu Islam from Dalian. Bobby Lane from Liberia. Jenna Bona from Gina. Peace Patrick from Liberia, Matilda from Nantong, Miracle from Chengdu, Honorable Joe Alexander from Huan, Faith and Prince from Nanjing, MD Islam from Xi'an, Sherman from Liberia, Benga from Nigeria, Mohammed from Hefe, Steve from Liberia, Jonah from Nantong, Arvin from Shanghai, Sharon MD from Xi'an, Amandu from Chengdu, Mohammed from Nanjing, Hope is joining from Singapore, Harris from Xi'an, Hope is a volunteer, Ture from Tianjin, Umar from Nigeria, Sekou Sharif from Liberia, Zara from Chengdu, Farouk from Nantong. Let us know where you're joining us from in the comment section. We'll get back to that again. But thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining. We appreciate and we look forward to a wonderful edition of today. Jeremiah from Suzhou, Law from Liberia, Elijah Mo from Wuhan, Eugene also, no, Eugene from Wuhan. Oh, Eugene, please use your full name for the sake of the certificate. So thank you. We'll keep checking that. Going in Germany, USA. Shiafa Masakwe from Harper, Maryland. Thank you all. Thank you. John J from Xi'an. Okay. So today we'll be talking about the Windows operating system. Yesterday we talked about email, and Mel Gibson one of the oldest participants of this program, joining from Liberia. So yesterday we covered a lot. The video is now on the YouTube channel of LSUIC YouTube page, and also on TIT YouTube channel. You can find yesterday's video there. We shared a link in the WhatsApp group. The link was also shared on TIT WeChat group. But this is the Liberian Student Union in China YouTube page. You just search for Liberian Student Union in China. You see this is day one, the first one here. Or you can search for TIT. I'm coming. You can also search for the TIT page. The video is up here, the first one. This is yesterday's video. So you can always go back and rewatch the video. If you probably forget something or I was speaking very fast at a particular time, you can go back there. Edward from Liberia and Poisa from Pakistan. Thank you all for joining. So the certificate, we have finalized the design and the production have started. So we use the names from yesterday. The volunteer sent in the names of all those that were here yesterday. And we started the process of the certificate preparation. So after today, we will verify the attendance record and then start the mass production of the certificate. Also from the website, we have also worked on a few things from the back end to reflect the OWCC 2026. So if you attended last year and your certificate is, probably you have downloaded it during the last edition, you still have up to today and tomorrow to go back here and download it from the site. After tomorrow, you will not find it there again. You can either inbox us or send us email, then we'll share with you in case you lost your previous certificate. But now this one will only be used for this edition after day 5 or on day 5. So you visit TIT website and then you see here training. Right at the training, you see certificate verification. If you click on that, you can come, it will bring up this page, and all you have to do is to type in your last name. And then once you type it, you click on search. If that certificate exists in the system, you'll see down here in this orange writing, click to download your certificate. So you'll be able to download the PDF version of your certificate. If your certificate is not there, you see certificate not found or no data matching this this info. And if you are very sure that you attended all of the days, then you can send us screenshots of your daily attendance records. We also shared the yesterday attendance record in the WeChat group and also in the WhatsApp group. So it is both, it's in both places. If you never find yourself there, you can always go back to the YouTube channel and watch the video, but then skip the video to the very last. You see where we did the attendance. More to that, we also have the sample here of the certificate. Let me see if I can put it up. So there's the certificate. It have already been signed and the stamp also has been put on it. If you look carefully on the certificate, you see the ID is here. So initially you don't know the ID. This ID is the same when you do your registration, you receive in that email that you received after registering, there was a confirmation number there. That confirmation number is the same number here. So you can either use this number to download your certificate, or you just, for this person, you use your last name. I think this is Jeremiah from Sujo. Use your last name, Yene, and out of these two will help you to download your certificate. So because we probably don't know in advance, so we say use the last name. But after doing it the first time, you can also use your ID to download your certificate. So this is it. This is the certificate you'll be receiving at the end of the program. On the certificate, you also have all of the handles for TIT and the link of the site to verify. Probably you're showing it to someone. The person can also use that link to verify a certificate. They can also reach out to us through the email to also authenticate if you actually attended this program or you went to World Trade Center to to change some things. So this is a certificate. The mass production will start. We already have your name. The volunteer have submitted your names already for all those that attended yesterday. So we will be doing the mass production beginning today. But if you skip 2 days, we'll just delete that certificate. You will not find it there. Okay, so let me stop sharing from that side and we can now start our session from the other side here today. All right. So what I'm putting on my screen, if you know how to use Windows computer as well, let us know in the chat session. On a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you with operating Windows computer? It could be Windows 10. And for today's session, we'll be using Windows 10. Some of you already have Windows 11, but the majority of you have Windows 10. So we'll be using Windows 10 for today's session. So let us know in the chat session on a scale of 1 to 10, how good are you with Windows? Somebody said -1, 6 over 10, 7 over 10, 8, 4 over 10, 6, 1, 10 over 10, 1, 7 over 10, 6, 5, 1. It's a little bit fair. 8 over 10, 7 over 10, 3, 6 over 10, 9 over 10, 7, okay. All right, so again today, many people already know how to use the Windows operating system. But then as we'll be going along, you probably ask yourself if you actually knew some of the things we'll be talking about as we move along. Okay, keep dropping it in the session, let other people know your skill so that the next time they see you around, they will give you a computer. So firstly, we will just drill you through some Windows programs or features. We'll drill you through some Windows programs or features, and then thereafter, we will now go into some specific things. So the first one is you have emojis also on computer, not just a phone, but there are also emojis here on the computer that you can also use when you are chatting with other people. And to get that emoji, you can use the Windows key and the semicolon, or you can just search from the search bar here, you search for emoji. But easily, the Windows key is that key that having the flag on it. You know, you check your keyboard at the lower section of the keyboard. On the same line where you have the space key, there is one key that have that flag or that drawing on it. That is the Windows key. We're going to reference it a lot throughout the training. So that is the Windows key. You can hold that key, one finger holding on that key or pressing on that key, while the other finger just tap on the semicolon. It's the same button that has the colon on it as well. So from here you will see you're going to pop up the emoji section, and you can use it through email. You can use it even here on Zoom. You can use it in your Word document. You can use it. You can flip through different emojis. So just to let you know that we also have emojis on the computer as well, not just from your cell phone, or other places, but you also have emojis here. If you never knew that you have emoji, let us know in the chat section by sending us maybe 3. Send us 3 if this is the first time knowing about it. If we don't see any 3, then that means everybody knew about emoji. They've been using emojis on their computer. Okay, so many people, it's the first time hearing about it. The next thing we're going to talk about is, Windows Update. Many times you might just be doing some work and then realize that Windows is telling you about update or update your computer. You can be able to decide when that should happen or how things should go. So you can search here for Windows Update. Okay, in your search bar, just tap Windows Update in your search bar. And then the very first option here, you're going to click on the very first option, Windows Update in the search bar, and then you click on the very first option. We have a lot to cover today, so I'm going to try as best as possible to be slow, but also be a little bit fast. Because many of you say you already have 7 over 10, 10 over 10, so I don't think we should have much of a problem there. But search for Windows Update or just Windows, then UP is going to bring up this one. You click on it. Now it's going to bring up the screen for the Windows Update. And if you have any pending update, you will see the notice here that you have a pending update. For me, I'm missing some updates because I'm using 10 and there are some things about 11, but also there are some updates that I need to check for. But more to that, you can scroll down a little bit. You see here, I turn on this one so that I can be notified whenever there's an update. Whenever there's an update, I should be notified. So if I don't have this guy here, I can also decide to pause update for 7 days. Maybe within 7 days, you'll be doing a major deployment using your Windows computer and you don't want any kind of an update disturbing your system. So you can pause your Windows update for 7 days. More to that, you can change your active hours. The active hour means the time when you are using your computer mostly. You are always on your computer. If you configure this, whenever Windows wants to update or restart your computer, it's going to use the time that is outside of your active hours. So maybe most time when you are sleeping and your computer is on, it's going to automatically update itself using the time that you specify as non-active hour. So my current active hour is from 8 in the morning to 5 in the evening. But this can be changed. And once it is changed, Windows is going to now work with the new guy that I will set up. The new guy I will set up, Windows is going to work with that guy as my active hour. So let me minimize the screen here so that I don't get too much notification. Okay, so you can check your active hours, and that's going to help you so that during that period, you will not be disturbed with this update, update, and update. You can also do more advanced settings when it comes to your Windows update. Okay. So with that, the next one we're going to look after is the, copy and paste multiple items. So for instance, let me open my browser. Many times all we know how to do is Control-C, and then we go to the next place, and then we do Control-V. We come back again, throughout. But then we can be able to copy many things at the same time, and just go to wherever we want to paste it, and just paste it there one after another. But that can only happen if we have our clipboard activated. The same way on your phone, when you copy things, you can always see them. You can also do the same thing on your computer. So let's say I want to copy this hairline, okay? But for us to activate that, because mine is already activated, so for yours to be activated, you have to press the Windows key and V, okay? Windows key and V to activate your clipboard. If it's the first time, then you will be asked to turn it on. So I want you to try it now. Windows key and V. If it is your first time, they will ask you to turn it on. So if you have received any notification of turning it on, that means it's your first time trying to use that feature. You can send one in the chat session so that we know if many of you have been using it before or not. So one means it is a first time seeing or activating your clipboard. The Windows key and V. Okay, Daniel and Amadou. All right, Richard. Okay, so few people, it is the first time doing it. Okay, a couple of people are now responding. So with that, you can copy as many things as possible. Since you already turn it on, you don't have to turn it on again always. Now it's already activated. So you can, as in my case now, if you have something, you can also try it. Instead of me copying each of these hairlines one at a time, and then I'll go back to Microsoft Word or whatever I'm working and be pasting it there one at a time, I can just copy them. I copied the first one already. Now I'm gonna copy the second one. I'm also gonna copy the third one here. Okay, and then copy in the fourth one. I can copy as many as possible. Now let me go to my Microsoft Word, and I can use now the Windows key and V. I will see all of what I just copied. So there was the first one that I copied. I just click on it. It's come here. I enter my Windows key and V again and put the second hairline here. So I'm not going back to the web page again. I'm just right here and doing my thing. So you can imagine it as maybe so many texts that you have to work with like that. So you can just do it easily like this, so that you don't have to be going and switching between pages all of the time. So if you have tried it, you can also send 2 in the chat session so that we know that you're following and you have already tried it. Okay. All right, Dolo, Bogaje, Bobilin, Abu. All right, that's great. So you already have that now. You can continue to use it moving forward. The next thing is we can be able to take screenshot. There are so many ways we can take a screenshot of our computer screen or whatever we are working with. So in order to do that, we can use, number one, either there's a Snipping Tools we can use to do the screenshot. We can also use the print screen to do that. So let me just delete all of these guys here. We are not talking about Microsoft Word today. We'll talk about it tomorrow. So when I'm doing some things here, it shouldn't cause much of a problem. But in your search bar, you can search for snip and sketch. SNIP and SKETCH. Or you just basically use the first one. It's still going to pop up. SNIP and sketch. So if you click on this guy, it's going to open up, and then you can decide whatever you want to take a snapshot of. So let me go back to my web page here, and I'm going to pop up this guy. So this is the snap and sketch. When I click here, I have option to either take a snapshot of this screen right now, or I can take it in 30 seconds or in 10 seconds. So probably you want to just position yourself and not moving, and just take, after 10 seconds, it should take a screenshot. So you can also do that. But if you click here on new, you will have the ability to do a different snap of your screen, and it's going to give you different options. So you can take, for example, you can take a rectangular one. You can take a rectangular one, or you can also take a free form, kind of a screenshot, or you can take the whole windows, like the whole screen. You can take a screenshot of it, or you can take the full screen. So let's try this one that is currently active. This free form is an interesting one. So you click on it, and then you can now come to just, once you already click, you can go ahead and start moving the mouse cursor to wherever you want to do it. So you can see here, this is how I'm doing mine. Something just, that's the free form. So if you want to take a screenshot like this one, so it's up to you to do it. You can also decide to take a rectangular one, but this is just a free form. So if you click back on new, you can take another one like the rectangular one. Now you can just click and drag to the particular area you want to capture. Maybe you just want to capture only this block, and then paste it into your Word document. Okay? So with this, even though you capture it, you can now save it. You can copy it. If you don't want to save it, you can share it. You can zoom in. You can write inside. You can put some highlighter and just do so many other things with it. You can do so many other things with it. That's one way of doing or taking a screenshot. Another way is for you to search for what we call the Snipping Tools, SNIPP. You can also use this guy. This guy will also allow you to do similar thing, to take screenshot. So instead of you using your cell phone to send somebody a screenshot that is not clear, you can always use these tools, and they are all available to you. So you can see here, this guy pops up, the Snipping Tools. Here, on a mode, you can also do the same freeform, rectangular, and all of these things. You can do them. The same thing we just did. So this option is yours. You can decide to go with it. If you click here on new, currently it's activated on rectangular snap. So once I click on new, I should now have the ability to do a rectangular snap. Okay? So the same way when you come, you can decide to play around with it. You come here to File, Save As, and then you can save it to whatever location you want to save it. For now, I don't want to save it. So let us know again in the chat session by sending us 0 if you knew both of them. If you knew that both of them existed, or you have used both of them, no. If you have not used it, you got probably somebody might not send. If you have not used it, send us 0 in the chat session. If there's a first time using it. Okay, Mohammed, Amandu, if it's the first time using it, okay. At least it was helpful for the few people who is the first time using it. The next thing we want to do is to see our calculator. Probably when you say calculator, somebody might, I have my phone might be able to help me to do my whatever calculation, but there's something more to your own calculator on your computer that is not there with your phone. So search for calculator, okay? Search for calculator, and once you have it here, you just click on it. So instead of just the basic things that you might want to do with your calculator, I think, no, let me just go back here. The standard one will be like this. So most of you, when you open it, you will have this view. And you're just thinking about doing 2 plus 2, no. But there are more you can do with it. So when you come here to these 3 horizontal lines, you click on it. You can have the option to choose scientific calculator, graphing calculator, programmer, date calculator, and you also have another option of different converters. So you can convert using currency, volume, length, speed, so many things you can do. Let's take currency. Since we have so many loud bands and rich people here, let's talk about currency. So here you can come and search for your country, or the two different currencies you want to convert from what to what. So here we check for, I think I already have mine on Liberia. I want to convert from Liberian dollars to Chinese yuan. Okay? The order doesn't matter. All you have to do is just click in the first area or click in the second area. The order doesn't matter. It doesn't mean, Liberia or Liberian dollar is the first, so we are converting from Liberian dollars to Chinese yuan. No. These are just the two currencies you want to play with or you want to work with. You can choose whatever you want. Okay. I don't want, but let's use it. So let's say 500. So now I'm clicking in the Chinese yuan area. 500 RMB or Chinese yuan. The moment I enter that, it gives me the equivalent of the Liberian dollars. So currently it's 13,335 for 500 RMB. And you can, if you look down here carefully, you'll see that this is the updated rate. The updated rate, February 3rd, 2026. Okay? So this is the updated rate. I don't have any VPN on my computer. All right? So this is it. You can also choose different currency. Which currency should we try? We have people joining from, let's find one of our people. We have somebody joining from Nigeria. So you can see 500 RMB is 100,250 Naira. Okay? So also, yeah, just up to you now. You can just play with that. It shouldn't take much of a time on it, but now you already know how to use it. So that is it. If there's a first time using it, you can also let us know in the chat session. You can also play, instead of currency, you can do different things. Speed, NJ area. Let us know. Does it need internet for the currency conversion? Who calling me on WeChat again at this time of the year? Damn it. Oh, blaming. Sorry, guys. Somebody just called me. If Jala Gibson, if you are online, please tell Ishmael. He's calling my phone. I'm using my phone. So please tell Ishmael, anybody who know Ishmael Maliki, please tell him that the person using your phone so he can answer you right now. Okay. So you can play with it. I don't have any VPN on right now, so you can also realize that I don't need it. So if you're first time using it, let us know by sending 1. If it's your first time using this, let us know by sending 1 in the chat session. Okay. All right. So many of our people is the first time using it. Sound check. Somebody called me, so I need to do a sound check before I'll be speaking. Somebody can just unmute himself and speak so that I can hear the voice of someone.
Okay.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good. So that is it. The next thing we can look at is dark mode. Probably some people just find it interesting to just have their computer looking different from other people. So you can search here for dark mode. If your computer is a little bit, sometimes it takes few seconds for it to take effect, so it's going to be a little bit slower. But search here for dark mode. Okay, search for dark mode, and then you can click on it. Dark mode. By default, it's on custom. So custom means you just try to find a balance. Your default color here is on custom. You try to find a balance between the dark and the light. So if you want it to just be dark, then you click here where you have custom and you click on dark. So the moment I click on dark, it's going to change every other thing and put in dark mode. So let's give it a few seconds. You have to do all of that. But if your computer is super fast, your processor is very good, you have more memory, your RAM, everything is up to speed, yours should work very fast. Mine have already happened in the back end. Okay. So now I'm in dark mode, and every other thing that I'll be doing, if we need internet connection to use currency, you can try it, because I can turn off my internet now. If I turn it off, we might not be here again. So I can turn it off, and maybe yourself, you can turn it off now because you will leave the platform. So you can try it after the session, because you have to get the updated rate. So maybe if your internet is not on, it might give you the last update that it received. Okay? Since you want updated rate, before you go Mayplow or somebody and tell them that, oh, this rate is accurate. But then you didn't check at the bottom to realize that, oh, my rate has not been updated. So you need to get an internet so that you can update to the current one. So there's the dark mode. If you now realize, you even see the screen. Before, the one I was around, it was white. And if you try to do other things, no, even though my guy here was already dark, but any other thing that would not be dark. Okay, so that is how you can turn on the dark mode. So you can also turn it off by taking it back to custom and give it a few seconds to do a thing. I'll first put it to light, and then I take it back to custom. So if you have done that, I don't want to go to the key or gray out. All right. So that is it for this guy. You can keep your computer now in dark mode. Probably if the light's too much for your eyes, then this dark mode might also help you. Let me take it back to custom. All right. So we are back at it. Nope. I think my default mode was on dark here, but my apps were on light. Okay, so I think I'm back to where I was when we last started. Okay, so if you have already tested the dark mode, you can also let us know if it's the first time. You can send us one in the chat session. If it is a fresh time, you can send us one in the chat session. The next thing is, all right, so a few people is the first time. Windows come with what we call WordPad. WordPad has been around a very long time, but some people don't use it or they don't know about it because they just deal with Microsoft Word all the time. But then you also have WordPad. In case your Microsoft Word or your Office have expired or you need activation, you can use the WordPad in advance, right? To just do your basic things until you are back on track. So you just search here for WordPad. It's almost like the interface of Microsoft Word. You search for WordPad, and then once you have the Windows operating system, this guy is going to come with it. You don't have to install it separately. So this is the WordPad, similar interface to Microsoft Word. You can do all your formatting here, and then later on you can convert it or open it in an actual Microsoft Word document and just upgrade the feature. There's also online, they have for spelling and grammar check, you can download some plugin to help you with this. So you can use it in terms of emergency. You can use this one to just type something quickly. If you are just in a meeting, you can use the WordPad to type something quickly. This guy has been around for a long time, so I will not ask you if you knew it. Probably some of you might have used it. Up next, we can use the magnifier. The magnifier helps us to basically zoom in things or make things bigger, and also give us the ability for our computer to read out something to us. So search here for magnifier. All right, search for magnifier and click on it. It's not going to bring up this guy to you. So if my current screen that I have is the things are too small, when I click here on this plus, it's going to zoom in my screen. You can see it get very bigger. So if you have any kind of an eye problem or any other thing, you can magnify your screen. Let me take it back to default 100. More to that, you can read everything that is on the page. So I'm putting my cursor right here, and maybe I'm just sleeping or relaxing, and I want this guy to just read for me. So I just press on this play button.
Igniting our potential. At the national level, Honorable Olano Tiablo was elected national president, alongside other key leaders including Han Rapine M. Harmon as national vice president, Honorable C. Nathaniel Willey II as national secretary general, Han Noah D. Mason as national financial secretary, and Han Jenna Bona as national treasurer. The conference also certified city-level leaders such as Han Emmanuel Garjay Junius, Wu Han, Honorable Enoch B. Key, Jinan, and Han.
All right, so that is a reading there for you there. Though you also have, you can do other things, but I will talk about that later on. If you don't like her voice, if you don't like her voice, you can come here to the settings, and then you can change the voice. You can also change the speed at which it is reading. You can reduce the speed, or you can make the speed faster. But there are also other speakers here. Probably you want it in French. They can read it for you in French. You want it in Chinese, you also get it. But for English, you also have different speakers. You have David. You also have Mark. David and Mark are the two English speakers. Paul and Zira. No, you also have Zira as well. So you have three English speakers. You have Julie and that of Paul for French speaker, and then Chinese people are here. So you can play with it and do as much as you want with this guy. But if you are using Microsoft Edge, which we'll talk about another day, you observe that you can also do the same thing. Your computer can read out to you. Okay? So this guy can read this entire document if I just press here. But we'll talk about that more during the Microsoft Edge training. And I think this guy, the voice is much better, and also
Suic ushers a new era of leadership at the 2025 Nanjing Renaissance Conference. NEC members 2025 to 2026, LR, Honorable Bona, Honorable Harmon, Honorable Blow, Honorable Willey II, Honorable Mason. The Liberian Student Union in China. LSUC ushered in a new era of leadership.
yeah, that's for another day, but you have things to read to you. The same way in Microsoft Word, you can, the last time we talked about it, you can also allow your computer to be tapping for you while you are speaking. But we'll talk more about that when we get to day 3 and day 4. So if it's the first time experiencing this, you can send us 2 in the chat session. Will you need to highlight before? No, you don't have to highlight anything. Just start. The guy is going to do his own thing. You don't need to highlight anything. If you want colloquial, there's no colloquial speaker here. So let us know if it's your first time experiencing either of the 2 by just sending 2 in the chat session. Or Okay, a couple of people have responded. The next thing is the night light. You know, some people, their eyes don't really absorb much of a light, and either it hurt their eyes or it caused them not to sleep at night. Okay, and that's why when you're playing with your phone, it becomes difficult for you to sleep, and you be like, oh wow, I'm not sleeping, because the blue light that's being emitted to your eyes will cause your brain to think that it is still daylight. So that guy, we can be able to help ourselves. WordPad is a utility software. You can use it to do many other things. So let's see how we can trigger that, the night light. So it helps you to just narrow down the number of light that is coming to your eyes. So here you click on it, night light. I have mine on. Maybe yours, you can turn it on from here, and you just play with this guy. Let me try to turn it on. But I'm not seeing the effect here on the screen. I'm only seeing it on mine, but I'm not seeing it with you guys. But if you are there, you can also try. You can also try it from your end. It's because I'm using Zoom to share my screen, so it's not showing that to you guys. But try it from your side and let me know by sending one if you have tried it. Send one in the chat session. Okay. All right. So you can play with it, adjust it, so that your eyes don't experience much of a problem. You can also use that. So in the night, when you are reading, you just turn it on, and then it helps you at least just to put you in that mood. Also, you can use Windows A, the Windows key on your keyboard, one finger press on it, and then another finger press the A key on your keyboard. Here you can also just quickly activate it by clicking on night light. You can see mine is already activated, like I said. So mine is activated. If I turn it off, the Windows key and A. And we said the Windows key is that key that having the flag on it. That white, kind of a guy at the bottom of our keyboard. So you turn this guy on, it's going to help you at least to reduce the light that you are experiencing, from your face. So with this, let's move to our next one. We have a couple of things to do here today. So stick around as we go about the process gradually. So up next is, maybe you want to help your friend, or you want help from your friend. But then you are wondering, how can your friend have access to your computer? We have so many software out there. TeamViewer can also help us. We have, I'm talking about third-party software. Most techs use TeamViewer. That's what myself I use most. But within Windows, you also have something called Quick Assist. So search for Quick Assist. This guy gives you the ability to get help from a tech or from your friend. Maybe you want to share your screen, or you're having some problem. Your computer is not working. Maybe certain things not going on, or probably just want to show something to your friend. You can use the Quick Assist by giving your friend access to your computer, or you can get access to your friend's computer. So Quick Assist, that guy will help you to do it. Quick Assist is going to take some time to do it on guy, but maybe yours is going to work faster. VPN is not on now, so you should still work without this guy, but yeah, Quick Assist is the guy. If you don't need to install a third-party software, we already give you. Before, it used to be remote desktop management. There used to be another feature separately like that for Windows desktop management. Remote desktop management. But Quick Assist can also do it. You just give the person your code, give the person your code, and then you can be able to go about it. Yeah, Todex can also do, Todex is a third-party software as well. You can install it and give the person access to your platform. So Todex, and then which one again? I just called just now. This guy's taking time to load, huh? But if you are already open, you can send one. If your screen is already open, you can send one. If you are following, quick assist. Okay. All right, that's good. How you get a cool one? Huh? All right, so you can play with that and give access to your friend. You just go about it, and your friend should be able to have access, or you should be able to have access to your friend's computer. But if you want to use a third-party software, you can use TeamViewer, you can use Todex, and it will help you to. How do you get it?
Say then?
Yeah.
Yeah, how can you get the code? Because I'm saying get help. Let someone you trust you your screen or take control of your PC. Security code from your system.
Okay. So let my screen open, then probably we'll talk about it. All right. I will minimize it. Maybe I'll come back to it later on. But from that view, you can be able to go about it. Okay, so up next, on your computer, always when it's starting, it also causes your computer to slow down. Depending if you have so many programs or so many software that you have installed. Most of the software, when you install them, they will ask for permission to boot with your system. Whenever you are booting your computer or turn your computer on, they should also start with your system. So that means it's going to slow down things on your computer, and that's one reason why your computer might be slow. Or maybe another reason why it starts very, very slow. When you press the power button, you can go draw water. You can go draw water and come back. Like you have to go and cook whole meal, come back while your computer is still turning on. So you can be able to turn off some of the startup app on your computer. I'm feeling a little bit of pain. So startup app can help you to do that. Startup app, here you click on it. It will show you all of the applications that have been enabled, maybe by yourself or when you're installing the software. You will see all of the applications that start with your system. So you can turn off some of them that you think you don't need right now, or you don't need it to start with your system always. You can turn it off. So you can see mine, maybe just essential ones are turned on. The ones that I don't need to be turned on, I just turn it off. So you have your PC to boot very faster. Okay. There's also another place we can find it through the Task Manager, but if we have time, we'll talk about the Task Manager later on. But you can turn off and on your start applications from here. Okay. And the next one we're going to look at is something called Shake and Snap. So let me open this guy one, and then I'm going to open a couple of other screens. All right, Shake and Snap. I'm going to open Microsoft Word right here. And let me open another window right here. Okay. So you can see I have three things showing up right here. The Shake and Snap is not like special software you need to install. You don't need a special software to install. If I shake this particular tab, you observe that once I shake it, the other guys will disappear. Not disappear per se, but it will leave your screen and minimize. If I also shake it again, they will come back. Okay, so you can shake it, you go, you shake it, it come. If you drag this guy, for example, this Microsoft Word, you drag it in the corner here, it should be able to take a side or take a portion of the screen from here. Oops, I think it did. Okay. So if you drag one side of that window, it's going to take one side of the screen. Okay? It's going to take one side of the screen. You can also do the same with any of these guys. They will also take another side. But if you hold the Windows key and either the left or the right arrow key, then you can switch between, if you want this word screen to be on the right side, on the left side, or any other guy here you want to be, you can also do that. Let's also put this one right here. So I click on all of those other guys that are on the side there. I click on one of it. So now you can see I have it side by side. Though there's another feature called cascading in Windows, but we can also do it with this one. But now if I click here in Microsoft Word, and I use the Windows key and the left arrow key, now the Windows screen has gone to the left side. And all the other screens that I have, they are now here on the right hand side. So if I click on any of these guys, they will also take up the other side. So you can do the same thing, Windows key and right or left arrow to be able to take you back and forth to these places. So that's the shake and snap. So when you shake it, then you get it like that. All right? So as you shake, it disappears. You shake, it come back. Please go over it one more. All right, your name. Okay, brother did not get this one. All right, let's do it again. So if you have a couple of screens open, or a couple of windows open, and you just want to just see one of it, instead of you maybe minimizing them one at a time, you just want to see only one, then you can just shake. Oh yeah, shake body. So you have these three guys are open. And all I need is just to show only this guy. I don't want to see the other ones behind. So you click at the top of that window, okay, the top of that program, and then you shake, click, let your finger stick on the mouse. It should stick on the mouse, and then you just keep shaking. Yeah. Let your finger stick on the mouse, and then you just keep shaking. If you want it, you can release the mouse. It will stay there. If you want the other screens to come back, then you just come back here again, the same place you just shake it. You don't have to be at an exact spot where you click on. You can just be anywhere on just somewhere that you can easily click to control the movement of the screen. All right, so that is it for that guy. If it's the first time experiencing it, you can send 2 in the chat session. If it is the first time experiencing that guy, you can send 2 in the chat session. Shake and snap. Shake and snap. If it is the first time using shake and snap, let us know right there. Now, on my Windows computer, or on your Windows computer as well, you have multiple desktop, or you have multiple screens. Currently, most of us are using only one. And many of us don't know that we have many. Can you please enlarge your icon? Which icons are? Many of us don't know that we have many screens or desktops. So let me put something here so that it can show the difference between the other desktop and the other guy. Before it be like, this was something that was on the other guy here. We saw it on the other side. So we have our desktop here, or I can just I don't think I have any other guy that I shake to go back. So I'm going to put a couple of things here on my desktop. It doesn't really matter. Just find something to show the difference. If you look carefully, right down here beside your search bar, there is one button right here called Task View. On the Taskbar, you see Task View. Okay? Task View. On the Taskbar, that long bar that is at the bottom. We'll come in, we'll explain that bar later on. But just click on the Task View. It will show you all of the programs you have open. But if you look very carefully at the very top, you'll see that currently we are using desktop 1. We have desktop 2, desktop 3. We can create multiple desktop. So let's say, for example, you are watching a movie on desktop 2, right? And then maybe your Laoshi, your parents, your partner, or whoever, or your friends coming in, you don't want them to see your code, or you don't want them to see whatever you are watching, you can just switch. So now I come to desktop 2. I'm no longer seeing all of those screens that I have there. I can use this one as my own playground. Like, oh, I'm not doing anything, you can see. Look at my computer here. Microsoft will not even open. Nothing here open. My browser not even open. I'm not doing nothing. Oh, oh zoom. So you can see, you can switch between different desktop. And this can save you or this can harm you. You don't know. But this is it. To go back to your desktop that you actually had things working on, you can click back to your task view, and then you go back to your desktop 1 that you're actually working on. Your desktop 1, you click on it, and then you will see your desktop that you had your movie or your project or whatever you're working on. You still have it back here. So you can create multiple desktop, and you can work with multiple desktop. Okay, so create multiple desktop. One desktop there, having your Facebook open, you FaceTime was hey. They hear your voice because your speaker will not be, you don't have multiple speakers. So your speaker will be on. So they hear your voice, but they don't know where it's coming from. But however, that's it. If it's the first time knowing about this multiple desktop, let us know in the chat section by sending 2. Yeah, you can also do your WeChat. You can put your WeChat different place, you know, your WeChat on a different desktop, and then you have your research work on another desktop. All right, that's good. Couple of people, it is the first time using the multiple desktop. You can also see that we have different things on our taskbar, but we didn't start basically with those basic things: creating folder, renaming folder. If that's something you stay desiring, we will do it. We are not forgetting about you. We'll get to that basic guy. But because many of us say we know we have 7, 8, 9, 10 levels, so that's why we are showing some of these things to interest the people who already know a little bit. Then we get back to the masses. We do our masses thing, okay? We'll be getting that very shortly. If you observe, I have my browser open here. I have my File Explorer. I have Word open. My Sublime text for it. My coding is open, and Zoom here is also open. Each of these guys, they have in a place value. So this Copilot here is at position 1. This guy is at position 2. So if I want to open, currently we are at 99 on the platform. I just got a notification from Zoom. So those that will be joining after, they can follow the live on Facebook. Or if anyone is not using their real name, volunteer, you can drop them to create space for others. We have hit our maximum number of participants for the Zoom platform. So if you want to open for example, I want to open my browser, but I don't want to click on it like this. I just want to maybe prove to my friends or show my friends that I'm a good guy. I know computer. Their skill and my skill not matching. That kind of thing. So each of these guys have a number. Remember the sequence. This is number 1, the very first one. Number 2, number 3, number 4. So you can press the Windows key and 2 it's going to open up your browser because your Edge browser is here at number 2 position. Okay? If you want to open number 3, you hold the Windows key and you hit 3 on your keyboard. It will open up your File Explorer. So the Windows key and the different numbers will give you the position of that thing. Even if there's no program open, actively open, it will open that particular software that at that position. Like for Copilot here, currently it's not open. If I do Windows and 1, it should be able to open my Copilot. My Copilot needs me to have access to my VIP. And my VIP is not on, so I will turn off my Copilot. So all of these guys have their own place values. Okay? And let's talk about 2 more things, then we get back to some basic things as well. All right. Honorable Willie or any of the volunteers there, please take a screenshot of the whole screen because I can't do it now from my side. Please take a screenshot of the entire view. So up next, we can be able to work with multiple clocks. Like currently, when I come here in the lower right corner of my screen, when I click on it, I can see that I have number 1, the Chinese time. Currently is after 8 here in China, 8 in the evening. In Liberia is after 12. Maybe in Sierra Leone and all these regions in West Africa is also after 12. You can be able to put multiple clocks here. So that way you don't ask people like, oh, when a person say it is starting 8 o'clock Chinese time or Beijing time, then you'll be asking, oh, when it will start in Liberia, or when it will start in Sierra Leone, when it will start in Nigeria. You can add your own clock here as well. To do that, we can search for clock, or we can come back to our guy here. And then in the upper corner that we have these 3 horizontal dots, we can click here on adjust date and time. Or you could easily search from your search bar, you search for date and time. Search for date and time. Okay? When you click on it, it will open up a little bit of settings. And then you look carefully to the right hand side. You will see here add clock for different time zone. Add clocks for different time zone. If you look on your screen, you will see that. You click on it. Now you will see currently I have my default is already there, but I have 1 clock here called Morovia. The name you can change it. Maybe you can say my partner current time or my this current time. You can also add another clock. Show this clock. This guy, instead of clock 2, we can put another clock there and say maybe the I'll just put OWCC. I will take it out later on. OWCC 2026. And then you have to choose the time zone. And when you click it, you'll see different time zone. So you find the place, maybe you have somebody in Fiji, or you have somebody who's on the same time zone with Nairobi. Let's use Istanbul, Turkey. Okay, let's use Istanbul right here. Click on it, and then you apply, and you OK it. When we do that, we'll go back to our clock. We should be able to see that guy. So OK, and close the screen. When I come down here, the moment I hover a little bit, the moment I move the mouse over this guy a little bit, I can see the date and I can see the 3 clocks that I have. But you can also click on it, and it's going to show you the one up here is for Liberia, for China. Now I can see Morovia. I can also see OWCC 2026, which representing Istanbul or Turkey time zone. So currently it's after 3 p.m. in Turkey, and it's after 12 in Liberia, it's after 8 in China. So you can add multiple clocks here. It helps you to know, where the time of different regions. If you don't have maybe your wall clock in your office, you also have a wall clock on your phone. So you can also use your phone to also do such. But let us know if it is your first time configuring this or working with this on your computer. Let us know by sending 3. You can send 3 in the chat session. If it's the first time trying to add different clocks, if it's the first time adding different clocks, you can let us know. Okay, couple of people, Peace, Genevieve, Emmanuel. Okay, couple of us here. All right. We also have something called voice recorder. You can record a voice. So you search here, you can come to your search bar and search for voice. You see voice recorder. When you click on voice recorder, it allows you to record the sound in that particular area or that particular room. Or if you're a musician who want to use your computer to record your sound, since it's already connected to your editor, you can also use it right here. So when I click on this guy, if it is your first time, it's going to pop up something to say allow voice recorder to access your microphone. Because I turn off some things in my computer, so when I turn it on today, it asks me to do that. So if it's the first time, it will ask you to allow it access the microphone. So now mine is already okay. I just have to click on this blue guy to start recording. And that should also work for you. I think because I'm using Zoom, but it's still working. So this is it. At any point in time, you realize that if the person talks something very catchy, or maybe you are in a class and you are recording the teacher and the lesson, you want to go home and listen to him and through the audio, as you'll be reading, you also want to be listening to him. It's another great way of doing it. If he's not allowing phone, but he's allowing computer, then you can also use it. So maybe at this point, I can flag it out. That's something important that I talk at that particular point. I can also flag it out here. And when I'm done recording, I can just press stop. And it's going to show me my message or my message that I recorded. So when I play it, but it's still working. So this is it. At any point in time, you realize that if the person talks something very catchy, or maybe you are in a class and you're recording the teacher and the lesson, you want to go home and listen to him and through the audio. Okay, so that's it there. You can be able to delete it, rename it, share it, and do whatever you want to do with it. But just know that you have a recorder on your computer that you can use. You also have something called, you can also record your steps. For example, if you are creating a manual where you want people to follow step by step, you can use step recorder. So once you activate this guy or you click on it, anywhere you move, like here now, when I click on start record, anywhere my cursor move, it should be able to explain something. Let's try it before we. There's our last guy basically. Before we go to the next session, so I'm going to click on start record, and then realize I'm going to start scrolling, and then I'll move from here, and maybe open my browser. I shouldn't show anything sensitive, but open my browser here, and then I ain't got nothing to type, and I don't type anything. So let me go to Word, open Microsoft Word, and then I'll go to my Sublime text as well, and I'll go back to my browser, and then I tap Lab School. Okay, so every other places that I'm going is taking track of my movement. Okay, it's taking track of my movement, and we should be having Copa del Rey final be coming up Barcelona, and I'm gonna be playing the beginning of BBA Madrid. But you can do other things. So I'm gonna start recording. So I click on stop record and allow it to wait a little bit. It's going to pop up, give me the screen. Now this screen that has given me, I can maximize it to see the full screen. If you observe carefully, you will see number one, the steps. Step one, on this date and time, user move mouse wheel down in LSUIC Chronicle and to the more pages. You can also see the page that I also click on. Step two, user left click on new tab button. LSUIC Chronicle, shama. Everything will be recorded. When I left from there, user also open new tab, and then user go back to this Chronicle. User open Microsoft Word. User do this. User do that. Everything will be recorded. Everything will be recorded step by step. Step by step, it will be recorded. So it gives you a trace of everything that you are doing. If you don't want a picture, you just want a text, you also have the full description here. So it's helpful when you are creating a manual to teach people how to do certain things. Then you can use a step recorder. If you have never used it before, it's the first time seeing it, you can send send 9 in the chat session. You can send number 9 in the chat session if it is your first time using this guy. The next time you're creating your manual or your instruction, you have something down to have to record all of your steps, and that should be easier for you. Okay. We have something called Window Insider, but mine is not activated because I have to turn on something. But let me just show you Window Insider. This Insider program, you can participate. The essence of this Window Insider program, it gives you the ability to join the list. When Windows is producing new software, you will be able to get that software before every other person. And then you can be able to test that software, test that feature, and do so many other things. Then when it is released to the public, by that time you already experience it. So when you can go through this process, for me, I have to log in and do some other thing here. But you can sign up. There are 3 stages there. Always stay in the middle so that you don't get the earliest release, because the earlier release, sometimes there might be some bug fixes or some bugs that the programmers have to fix, and it might probably affect you. So you want to stay in between a beta so that you can be able to test new features. When Microsoft working on new projects, maybe for Windows 11, Windows 12, you will get these updates before any other users. So that is it for section 1. We will now move into section 2, but I'm going to pause here. If you have any question from what we talked about in section 1, you can raise your hand, ask a question before we transition into section 2. Okay, Daniel, you can unmute yourself and ask. Unmute himself. You can get a or you want us to take 5 minutes break, you can also say 5 minutes, or you can say ready. If we get more ready, we get more clear, we get more 5 minutes, then we're going to move on. Okay, so I have a clear 5 minutes. Maybe 5 clear, 5 clear, more clear is coming. 5 minutes, you want us to take 5 minutes break. Or Jala Gibson, your hand is up. You can unmute yourself and ask a question or give a comment.
Yeah, I got one question to
Okay.
ask. Yeah, like at the beginning, you did do something concerning where you were copying multiple words, like if you're using Word document or something, and then you can paste them where you want to, right? So I want to ask you, does it work also for file or folders?
No. When you copy the folder or the file, it might not work with it. Uh, but let's try something. I've not tried with file or folder yet. Let's copy this file, this to a person, and then yeah, let's just test it. Let me open a new. No, I can just do it right here. So you see, it's not copying the file. So it's not working with a file and folders. It's just working basically with pictures and text.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's what I wanted to know because like I was thinking that at least you should specify it to what it can do or where it can do it.
Yeah, only text and pictures is doing it with.
Okay, okay, okay.
File and
Clear.
folders now. All right. Daniel, your hand is up, and then if we still can get you, we'll take. Okay, Daniel now is unmuted. Yeah, Daniel, go
Yeah,
ahead.
my question is about the shake and snap and then the tax view. So sorry, there are two questions. Is it possible you just go over it again?
You said which one? Tax view.
Tax view and shake and snap.
All right. Okay. All right. I will do that. Uh, Honorable Joe, coordinator of Jiangsu Province.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can go ahead.
Yeah. For me, I have a little problem with my computer. I don't know. It doesn't fall in the perspective of your lecture, but I think I don't know whether we can answer it now or maybe later. On my computer on the taskbar, I have something called OneDrive, and the every time it keeps signaling me that this OneDrive is filled. So each time when I download or install an app on my computer, you can see that kind of red X mark on those applications. So I don't know how can I empty that OneDrive stuff to give me more space.
If you're already using all of your space on OneDrive, then you can just go there, log in to Microsoft OneDrive, and try to delete some of the files that you have there that you don't need again. That's one, to create a space. Number two, that sometimes it will change to red, sometimes it will change to green. I mean, to check mark, or you put
Check
X.
mark, yeah, X mark, yeah, X red X mark.
Yeah, so it's not a problem. It's not a virus. It's not a problem. Uh, but if you don't want it there, then you can either uninstall the OneDrive. If you're not using it, you can uninstall the OneDrive, or you can clear your storage there as well. But it's not a problem.
Okay.
All right. So let's talk about Daniel Prob. Yeah, done a question on the shake, and then I want to shake a little bit. All right, so let's shake a little bit. Then I want to shake. So firstly, you talk about the tags view. So the tags view is here on our tags bar. When you load right after the search, you will see a little guy right here called tags view, or you could even search for tags view. But then when you click on it, it gives you the ability to see all of your files that you have open. Easily, you could just click on the next program, and it will just take you. There's another easier way to navigate between different windows. Also, we talk about the desktop. We have multiple desktop here. Currently, we are working on desktop 1, but we can also activate desktop 2, 3. We can also create more desktops. So when I click on desktop 2, you can see that my desktop is clear. Even though on desktop 1, I had my Microsoft One other thing here open, but we can create multiple desktop. So that's the tags view there. And then your next one was on the shake. So let's shake a little bit. So I have these 3 guys open. And let's say I only want to see this window or this dialog. I don't want to see the other 2 that are behind it. I can just stick the cursor the pointer right here, stick it at any point. You don't have to be in the middle, you don't have to be at a specific spot, but let it be at a point where you are able to move, to click and drag this particular screen. It should be at that point. I'm not seeing my screen moving on the other side. Okay, I think it's moving a little bit slow. But once you click on this to a point where you are able to click and drag that particular window, then you can just shake. Just shake your finger a little bit. When you shake it, you have the other guy disappearing. You can release it. It doesn't have, your finger doesn't have to be stick on it again. You can release it and then go back to it, click at any point, and just shake it again. It will bring back all of the windows that were open that went away when you shake it. There's a shortcut key to switch between windows as well. So you can use the Windows key and tap, or the alternate key and tap. You can also use it. So one finger is pressing on the alternate key. That is the key that have ALT. It right beside the Windows key. It also right beside your space key. It have ALT. That is the abbreviation for alternate. So you stick one finger on it, and then another finger press the key that have the tab, TAB. There's one key above the cap lock that have TAB. So one finger pressing on the alternate key, another finger pressing on the tab. You will see that it's switching between different windows or different screen. If the screen that have that white selection around it is active, once I release, for example, now it's here. Once I release my finger from on the alternate key, that particular window will be open. So remember, it's alternate and the tab key. The tab just there to be pressing on it, to be switching between. While your finger still press on the alternate key, the tab key will just be pressing to switch between different windows. You can use the alternate shift and tab. For example, if you observe here, you see that I'm leaving from this folder. I'm going down to the browser, but I can come back. While my finger is still pressing on the alternate key, I can now add another finger by pressing on the shift key. So when I hold the shift, then it will reverse. I'll be coming back now. When I move my hand on the shift key, I only press the tab key, it will go in front. When I press the shift key and the tab key again, it will come back. Je vous dois. Okay, so I think our break time is it's okay. Any other question in the chat session? Laura, your hand is up. We'll take you lastly and then we'll go to the next session. Laura, you have the name of my bigger brother, Laura Johnson, and you have the last name of my queen. You can go ahead, Laura.
Yeah, thank you, CEO. I appreciate it. But another thing I want to understand is the answer we did yet was wherein you can have another page to when you log out of the page, you have another page where you can log into that. So one of my friends having that.
When you log out of another page,
yeah, let's say you own this page now and you go to your window, you log out, you can see maybe you log out a user, you can see another page there for you to go into.
Maybe that's user, like different users, not page.
Okay.
It can be user on your computer. You can.
I think you're talking about. I think you're talking about guest, where you can get a guest on your machine. You can get an administrator. You get a guest too. Yeah, guest user. I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah,
you
something
can also
like that.
have guests. You can have different users. So that's on the issue of control panel. We'll get to that very shortly. But you can switch between different users. So if you check here, we click on the start button. When you come here, for example, you see this guy currently active is Orlando. When I click on Orlando, I can see that I'm currently logged into my Microsoft account. But if I look carefully, when I click here on these three dots, you can see guests, you can also see John Smith. right? So when I click on any of these guys, they will be switched to that user account. So this scenario applies when you have one computer, but then you have all of your friends and family or your children in the house, everybody using one computer. But for accountability's sake, everybody can have their own user account. Everybody can have their own user account. So when it's your time to use your computer, you just come and log in. So currently this user have a password. Let me see if this is going to take effect on the screen. When I log my screen here, if you guys will be able to see it, let me see, give me a few seconds. So once you finish using the computer, you can see now the screen is logged. And to log your screen, you just the Windows key and L. Windows key and L will lock the screen. So the next time the other person want to use your computer, they don't know my PIN, they don't know my password. So all they have to do is to click on their own account. But you will not see it here because of the sharing screen and the security. So you will not see the different users that are there on the other side and me entering my password again. So you can be able to switch between different users' account. But we'll talk more about that in the control panel aspect. Now let's move into section 2. If you are ready for section 2, just step ready so that we know that we are all here following. Please send ready in the chat section. Ready, 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 so that we can kickstart. And let us know if you are following. Ready, ready, ready. Okay, a couple of readies coming in. Okay, our people are ready. I'm seeing somebody with iPhone. iPhone, please change your name. Yeah. iPhone, please change your name. Okay, so first thing first, you can see my desktop. You are not seeing any files, photos, or icons on my desktop. Maybe some of you know how to do it, or some of you don't know how to do it. But on your desktop currently, you have all of your icons and your files and your folders. That one is very easy. You just right click, and then you come here to view. Now we're doing the basic things now, right? You come to view, and then you click on show desktop icons. Show desktop icons. Now click on it, now you'll be able to see all of the icons that I have on my desktop. So you can be able to hide this so that people can just glance at your desktop to see what you have there. Okay, that's something probably might be useful for you at any point in time, you don't know. But right click, view, then you can uncheck it to hide your desktop. You can go back there, view, show desktop. Okay. Up next, we can be able to create folders. We can change our desktop background, and we can talk about many things. All of these things that you're seeing here, they are called icons. All these small pictures that you're seeing, they are called icons. So when they say check on the desktop for this icon that resemble, you have a green color and something like a chat, something inside it, you already know what is an icon. You will not be confused. Icons are all of these things. They are icons. You can also create your own icon. You can create shortcut icons. You can create an icon on the desktop that once you click on it one time or you double click on it, you shut down your computer. You can also do that. So we'll talk more about that, but let's cover the basic things first. Here, this entire blue background is called your desktop. It's called your desktop. Some will say screen, but it's called your desktop. Screensaver is different. Wallpaper is different. But this entire blue area is called your desktop. So if you want to change your desktop background, then you can right click and do personalize. If you're using Windows 11 also, you might be able to see more options and all of that. But you click on personalize, then personalize is going to pop up and allow you to choose the different kind of background you want and how you want it to be. Currently, we are using this default guy. but we have also different backgrounds here. We can also browse for more backgrounds. We can also decide if we want to have the window spotlight, if we want to have a slideshow, like when your computer is sleeping, the background should just be maybe your name running up and down. You know, I want to be teaching in computer school. Your name doing seesaw up and down, all these things. So you can choose to just use a color. Maybe you don't want picture, you don't want all of these images, you just want a color. A simple color as a desktop background. You can also choose color. When you choose color, then you have to choose the specific color you want to go with. So you just choose your color here, maybe black or whatever color you want. And that should take over your desktop. Now you can see it's black. So my desktop now is black. So I don't want that. So we go back and change it to Windows Spotlight. And Windows Spotlight means you want to have like those Windows own kind of a theme or Windows own kind of a background to be giving you. Like you can see now, I chose Windows Spotlight. So it spotlighted a random background. That one is coming from Windows, not coming from you. So you can also right click again. We'll go back there, personalize. Or you could search for personalize, or you could search for desktop background. You also find the same thing. If you click here and you do picture, you can also put your picture on your desktop background. So if you choose picture, for example, and then you can browse. When you click on browse, it will take you to your folder to find the specific picture you want to use. Let's say I want to use this picture. But look carefully. You can also choose how you want that particular picture to be fitted on your screen. So currently it's on fill. Apart from fill, we have fit, we have stretch, tile, center, span, and all of that. And let's see how maybe one of them works. So let's choose this picture as our desktop background. When I minimize the screen, you can see that the picture, you know, it just took over this thing like this, and because the picture is not, it's causing even Orlando here and all of that. So let's put it in another form. We can come back here, instead of fill, we can choose tile. Tile means it's going to make the picture to come in multiple, let me like duplicating, copy and pasting it. So when I minimize it, you can see it here now, it's coming in this form. So for most of the pictures you will use as a background, you will have maybe to do it like in this style format. But then I want to go back to my Windows Spotlight and go back there. There's more other things you can do with this guy, but this is just a place to give you the idea that this is where you can find those things. Apart from this guy, even your desktop icons or your icons, you can decide to make them to be larger. Maybe the ones that are there, they are smaller. You can make them bigger if you cannot properly see all of them. And for some of you, your entire desktop is totally, I don't want to say messed up, but it's totally crowded. And it's important that you try to fix that. So let me go back to my medium icon. You can also rearrange your icons. You can sort them by name, by size, by tab, and by date modify. You can do all of these things here. Interestingly, if you want to create a folder, you can right click, come to new, and then folder. Right click, come to new, and then folder to create a folder. Try to organize all of your things into folders. Maybe if it is this semester, you say semester 1. And inside of semester 1 folder, at least you can put algebra or calculus 1, you put biology, try to organize them. Imagine you are applying for a job as a project manager or M&E or controller, Maybe they just tell you to share your screen, you carry your PPT on your computer. The moment you open your desktop, everything gets head scattered. You're not even able to organize your own folders and files on your desktop. But you want to organize the people, company issue. So this is how to create a folder. Right click and then create a folder. So when you click here, this guy is going to pop up. And I think I'm having a little bit of latency or slowness. So I'm seeing the result coming out a little bit late. So I have to speak a little slower. But then when you create a folder, it will come like this by default. And then here, this one will be highlighted automatically. But in case you forget, you just click also, and it comes like this. You can stay. Why my folder disappear? From the desktop, a while back. I don't know how, but they are showing in file desktop. How do I fix that? What if a folder do it from the desktop? We'll come to that later on. So when you create a folder and you forget to rename the folder, you can either press F2 on your keyboard or you can right click. If you're using Windows 11, you'll see more option. When you click on more option, it will give you now this view. But if you're using 10 and other version, you can just easily click here on rename. You click here on rename, you should be able to rename that folder. So let's call this folder maybe OWCC _2026. Okay, that's our folder name. Now from this folder, we can go into that folder by double clicking on that folder and creating subfolders, maybe day 1, day 2, day 3, and all of that. So let's create another folder here. We can right click or easily, you have the option right up here, new folder. Since you're already into OWCC folder from the desktop, you can either right click and do new folder, the same way we did it, or you can just easily click here on new folder. When you do that, it's going to bring up this guy, and then you can either put day 1 and then click outside of it. You can even go into day 1 and create another folders in day 1. So that way when you're searching for things, it becomes easier to know. Okay, it becomes easier to know like where to find things. You'll not be looking all over. So after day 1, you can also create another folder for day 2. And I'll show you the reason why we are creating these folders. We create another one called day 2. Now from this day 1 and day 2, we can make use of the copy and cut and paste. So let's create day 3. Day 3 folder. Okay. So to understanding the copy, cut, and paste, when you copy something, for example, if you copy in this folder, you are copying everything within that folder. It's almost like you are doing a duplicate of it. So this folder will remain to the same place. That means if you right click and you do copy, or when you highlight this folder and then you do Control C on your keyboard, or you can click here on copy. If you're doing any of these things, you are just creating another version of that folder. So let's copy this folder, day 3, and carry it into day 1 folder by using Control V to paste it, or you can right click and do paste, or easily you could come here, you see the option here right here for paste. But then if we go back into the OWCC folder, we are still seeing day 3. That is because we copy. But if we cut, Control X, or if you use this one right here that have the scissors on it, cut, Control X. If you use that guy, you are not taking that folder from the original position and sending it to the new position. but it will no longer be at the original position. Now let's take day 2 from here by cutting it, Control X, or you can just click on this scissors icon, and let's take it into day 1. So I go into day 1 folder. I can hit here on paste. I can use Control V to paste it, or I can right click and then I do paste. Now I've just cut day 2 from the OWCC folder and carry into day 1. I can no longer see day 2. But when we copy day 3 folder, we still saw it there, though another version of day 3 is also in day 1. So that's the difference between copy, cut, and paste. Copy, cut, and paste. And also how to create a folder and how to rename a folder. You can also just click on this folder right here. You also have the option to rename the folder from here. When you click here on rename, you can change the name of that folder. You can also right click on the folder and do rename as well to rename the folder. To delete the folder, the same thing. You can right click, above rename, you see delete. If you just click on that delete, it does not mean the folder is totally deleted. That folder is kept in another area called recycle bin. But if you want to permanently delete a folder, then you have to hold the shift key while trying to delete. So if you click on this, if you right click on this day 1 folder, and then while your finger is on shift key and you hit here on delete, they will tell you that, are you sure you want to permanently delete this folder? You can say yes. That means it will no longer go into the trash bin, or it will no longer go into the recycle bin. It will be totally deleted. But from a cybersecurity perspective, nothing that you delete from your computer is totally deleted. It just goes into another memory that you don't see with your eyes. So when we're doing some forensic investigation, we can be able to use that to still recover some things about what you deleted. Because you realize the police is coming to your house, so you delete it. You say you're deleting the folder. It's the move. So that's how you can play around with it. If everything is clear, please send 1. This should be easier for many of us, but it's better to understand this simple concept. Please send 1 if everything is clear, so that throughout your life you will never, anybody bring delete, copy and paste, you know what to explain. Cut, we take it from wherever it is to another position. Copy, we keep it at that position, but just create another version of it. With this, let's talk a little bit now about the Taskbar. On our Taskbar here, we have been using it since today. We have the start button here. For Windows 11 people, it should be pushed a little bit here to where we have the File Explorer. But the start button is the same as this Windows logo. From the start button, you can do so many other things. When you click on it, you have the option, you see power. This one represents power. When you click on power, you also have the ability to lock your computer, to put your computer to sleep, shut it down, or restart your computer. If you lock your computer, that means probably you are in the office, you don't want somebody to come and just check on your computer quickly because you are going to the bathroom or you're going to pick up something. You can lock your computer. And that means you should have a password on your computer. You should have password on your computer. If you are still following and you have not sent 1, please send 1 so that we know that you are following. Please send 1 to know that you are following. Don't sleep in class. So the lock option is used for that purpose. It's not shutting down your computer. It's just closing the screen so that you can come back and reopen it. Sleep. Let's say, for example, you are working on a project, you are running a code, you are running an experiment, but then you want to leave the computer in the office and you don't want to close all of your folders and your things that you have open. You can put the computer to sleep by pressing there on sleep. In some computers, it will be called hibernate. Okay, it will call hibernate. The earliest way is by pressing the Windows L. Yeah, we talked about that already, and we locked it, but you couldn't see it because of the window sharing. So if you put your computer to sleep, those things, those files and folders will still be open. So the next time you come to use your computer, all you have to do to wake the computer up is to just press anything on it. Either press the keyboard. If it's a touch screen, you touch the screen. The same concept of human being sleeping. If you are sleeping, it doesn't mean your internal system is shut down. Your heart is still beating. But then somebody can still come and once they touch you, you wake up. It's the same concept here. Your computer can also go to sleep. Shut down, you already know what is it, to turn off the computer totally. Restart means to turn it off, but then the computer should automatically turn itself back on. So that is it with the start button. And then the search, we use it a lot today. We can search for so many things. If you click on search, you can search for applications, you can search for documents, you can search for things on the web. But by default, it's on all. Or you can search for apps, for document, but I just advise you just leave it on all, so you just find every other thing that you have been searching for or you want to search for. To log a specific folder, you can put a password on that folder, or you can disable sharing to other users. So we'll talk about that if time permits. After this guy, all of what we have here, this entire long line is called the taskbar. The taskbar. Everywhere you can see this word, all these things, you call the taskbar. So when somebody say look on the taskbar, when someone say look on the taskbar, is there any effect in the system memory like overheating, one put to sleep? One put to sleep, the memory will be shut down a bit. Okay, when the computer is sleeping, the memory will be shut down a little bit. It seems like when you are the human, you are sleeping, some part of your body might not be working that much. Your feet, though they are still active, they are still alive, but they are not moving. So that means the energy that should be exerted from your leg will be reduced. So the same thing happens for your computer. When it is sleeping, it will not be overheating, or it will not be working, like running so many things. And the same concept applies to our Edge browser. We'll talk about it when we get there. Now, Microsoft Edge, what it did, they incorporated memory to save memory. So if you're no longer using a specific tab, in your browser, you're having so many tabs open. Some people, they just open so many tabs. Sometimes I do the same. Opening so many tabs used to kill the computer battery. So when the developers decided to, and they thought about it, how can we help? Because some people don't want to just close all of their research tabs, they want to leave it open. But this thing is also killing the computer battery. So for the solution, Microsoft Edge incorporated something called saving memory. So if you stop using that tab, that having maybe YouTube or having a particular website for a certain period of time, maybe a few minutes, is going to put that tab to sleep. Once that tab is asleep, the memory that you should be using will not be used again. Though the tab is already there, the tab is still open, but it is not being used again. So we'll talk about more on the Microsoft Edge when we get there. Harrison, I will take you quickly. Harrison, you can unmute yourself and ask quickly. Your hand is up. If not, okay, I think you put it back down. So this entire area is the taskbar. On the taskbar, some of you might not have your word here, you might not have all of these things there. Yours might just be empty. You can be able to put things to your taskbar, like things that you frequently use. You can just pin it to your taskbar. So for example, if Microsoft Word is open, and I'm always using Microsoft Word, always using it. Once I open Microsoft Word, I can just right click. Hello, can anybody hear me?
Yes,
Check.
yes, I'm hearing you.
Yes, we are hearing
Okay.
you.
Yeah, we are getting it loud and clear.
All right. So
Yes,
if you use
yes.
Microsoft Word over and over
Yeah,
and again,
Virgin.
you can just right click on it and then you'll see something called pin to taskbar. Let me unpin it. Okay, let me unpin it. No problem. So I already unpin it. Unpin it means once I close Microsoft Word, it should no longer be on this taskbar again. So for you, if you open Microsoft Word or any other programs, just right click on it and then here you can do pin to taskbar. If you click on pin to taskbar, meaning you want to dock or you want to keep that particular thing there. So even if you close, if I close this Word document, don't save, it should still show Microsoft Word here, even though it's not open. I don't have any document there. It should still show Microsoft Word down here because it's already pinned to taskbar. So things that you use frequently, try to pin it to taskbar. So you don't have to be searching for it over and over and again. Okay? And we talk about this session, about the date and time. Also in this area, you can see, for some of you, maybe you should be able to see yours showing in the taskbar. But if you can't see it, you can press on this upper arrow here. It will show you other things that are hidden from your taskbar, like your Wi-Fi. And we'll talk about, if time permits, we have so many things to talk about. We talk about the Wi-Fi and how you can be able to, we cover it on other editions, but how you can be able to see a Wi-Fi password. Though you don't know, I just come to this computer now and I see that this computer is connected to the TIT Wi-Fi. So I might want to know what is the password for this TIT Wi-Fi. Maybe I want to connect my phone to the same Wi-Fi, but my friend is not in the office, or my friend is not around, or my brother is not around, or my dad is not around, and he knows the password for this Wi-Fi. So how can I get this Wi-Fi, though it's connected? How can I leverage the opportunity that it is connected and I can be able to use and to access the password? Let's do it quickly. If you want us to postpone it for another time, we can do it. Just send one if you want us to show the password.
Please proceed.
Just send one in the chat session if you want us to do that. If we get more ones, then we'll show it. If we don't get more ones, then we will move on. Okay. So we have many ways to do it. Number one is we can right click and do properties. Okay. Right click and do properties. Or let's come back down here. You can right click on the Wi-Fi. One of the volunteers, please mute. Someone mic is open. You can right click on the Wi-Fi symbol. You will see open network and sharing settings. You'll see open network and sharing settings. Or another way that a technical person might open this same network and sharing center window. I think my screen is coming a little bit. It's popping up a little bit. Another volunteer there, please mute John J. Zion. Okay, thank you. So another way to step up when the network and sharing center open like this, what you want to look for is change adapter option. Click on change adapter option. And then it will show you this guy. But easily for those doing networking, they can easily come here directly by holding the Windows key and arrow. And in the run dialog box, they'll tap ncpa.cpl. ncpa.cpl will directly bring them to the same screen. See, they don't have to go maybe right-clicking there, right-clicking there. ncpa.cpl. You can put it in the run dialog box, or you could search for run. If you don't want to use the Windows and arrow key, You can search for run, R-U-N. You'll see this guy right here, run. When you click on it, and then inside it, you tap ncpa.cpl. It will still bring you here. Now I can see my different adapters. This one is my Wi-Fi adapter. So I right click on my Wi-Fi adapter. It's currently showing the Wi-Fi I'm currently connected to. We can also see, using the CMD, we can see the list of all the Wi-Fi this particular computer is connected to, even though it's not connected to it now. But the fact that it connected to it before, I can also see all of the password that a particular computer has connected to before, and all of the Wi-Fi name and the Wi-Fi password. We can also see that. But let's just see only this one for now. So you want to come here to property, or you can also click here on status. Okay, you click on status, and then you click on wireless property. All right, so remember, we right click, status, wireless property, and then you come here to security. The moment I click on the show character, you will see my password. I can show you. Yeah. So when you click here in show password, you see the Wi-Fi password for the current Wi-Fi that this computer is connected to. Okay? When you click in show character, you see the Wi-Fi password. So that's how you can see the current Wi-Fi password. So let me do it again. I told you maybe that reason Lord hand is up. Lord, let me do it again. If not, you can send a message in the chat section, Lord. So again, right click, status, all right, wireless properties, and then security. On the security tab, and then you click on show characters. It will show you the Wi-Fi password for the current Wi-Fi. I don't want us to make it complex. We could go into CMD or command prompt, and within command prompt we can do so many other things there. When computer was first developed, it was using the DOS operating system. At the time, there was nothing over this beautiful background you see with all these pictures. It was this dark screen. And with this dark screen, you can do so many other things from there as well. From this dark screen, you can do so many other things from there as well. You can create folder, you can rename folder, you can do a whole lot. So for example, if I want to create a folder on the desktop, I can navigate easily to the desktop. Let me see if I can find my shouldn't make this thing too complex, huh? You shouldn't make this guy too complex. Let's go into document folder. All right. Okay, I'll minimize this. We'll come back to you later, guys. Not HA show WLAN profile. All right. So let's come back to it later. Let's finish our tags. So everything here we are explaining about it. This entire place is the taskbar. We talk about creating folder, okay. I need some air in here. So we are in this OWCC 2026 folder. If you have the Wi-Fi singular but not connected to your device, okay, the Wi-Fi people outside there. We currently have two folders here right now, day 1 and day 3. We can also create a folder. When I come into this address bar here up here, I can just remove everything, or once I click, everything will be highlighted. I can do CMD from here directly, meaning it's going to open this same folder. It's going to open it, but on my command prompt. So easily I can create a folder. Instead of right clicking, I can use mkdir and put maybe day 4. You see here, automatically there's a folder that was created called day 4. If you look carefully, there is no day 5. Let's create a day 5 folder. So we use the command mkdir, that is make directory. Directory is more like a folder. So mk is the abbreviation of make. So make directory, and what's the directory name? The directory name is day 5. Now I have just created another folder called day 5. I can go inside of that folder from here using command prompt, using cd day 5. And I can use the tab key to complete a command for me. CD means to change directory. CD means to change directory. So change directory to day 5. Now I'm currently into day 5 folder. I'm currently into day 5 folder. Arlington battery day low, but I'm leaving. Okay. So you can use CMD to do a whole lot of things. And that's what was used way back in the days of the early stage of computer. But then talking about folder, we can create a folder that is very powerful. And this folder is called GodMode. GodMode. With GodMode folders, it gives us access to the entire control panel of over 200 different features. We can use it on Windows 11, Windows 7, Windows 10. So I'll find a way to send the code in the group, but go to the area, like come here to new, and then you click on folder. When you click on folder, you have to tap the name of that folder. And the name of the folder now is some kind of a code we have to put in here that will give us the ability to access our computer or configure many things on our computer that we might not just be able to find easily. I don't know if I still have the code saved to my, okay, I still have it here. So let me copy it and send it to the chat. Let me open this guy right here and paste it here. All right. So I just pasted it in the chat section. You should be able to find it there. So once you create this GodMode folder, create an empty folder, and then paste that instruction into it, GodMode. Everything that's as it was sent to you. Everything. I don't want to re-add a DJ one at a time. It's going to take too much of time. This particular GodMode section, we can change it to our own name. This GodMode is just a gimme terminology that gives the gamer total access to all features and ability to do so many things. It also makes the gamer to be invisible and have unlimited resources. The same knowledge apply here to give you centralized access, number 1. Also administrative control of your computer, to also bypass certain things, and you have an all-in-one system where if you want to configure anything on your computer, you can find almost everything you want to do here. I think I already have one. That's why it's telling me that I already have another folder name with this GodMode. So let me change the name to something else. Let me go up here. But for you, you can leave it on your GodMode. It's also fine. I'm going to call it OWCC 2026. So once you do that, you observe that the icon change. It's no longer the same icon like that yellow guy that was there, like this 2026 something. It have changed to this blue guy right here. Now if you double click on this guy, he will give you the ability to show you so many things. Over 207 different functions you have. And you put it into order and different perspective. For example, administrative tools. You can create and format your hard drive. You can also do defragmentation. You can clean up space. You can search your tags, different sections you have. You can scan a device, out of device, scan document on an easy access. You can change how your mouse work, how your keyboard work. You can hear too when you press. So many things. You can just read through it and go about it yourself. You can restore your files, your file history. You can back up. You can change your font size. You can block or allow. So many things you can do. Over 207 functions will now be at your own disposal. You can do so many things with it. So many things you can do. If you want to uninstall the software, you can just double click on this guy. Maybe certain software you have, you no longer want to use it. You just double click here, uninstall the program. It should open the area for you to uninstall whatever software you have. So you can just find a software. For example, if the Microsoft Edge you want to uninstall, or a Google Chrome you want to uninstall, you just click right here, uninstall, and it should take you through the process of uninstalling your software. So you have all of these functions now to your advantage. You can make use of it. If you open Task Manager will also give you so many other things. It will show you all of the processes, all the things that are currently happening, like the question that I think was Catherine asked. Currently, you can see the usage of your computer. You understand that Microsoft Edge is using from our CPU, is using like 0% of my CPU. For memory, it's using 143 MB of my computer memory. So if your computer using maybe 2 gig RAM or 5 gig RAM or 8 gig RAM, you can see all of the programs that are using much of a memory. You can just click on it. If Microsoft Edge is causing my computer to be slow right now, I just click on it, and then when I look in the lower right corner, I can see End Tags. I can see End Tags. When I click on End Tags, it's going to close Microsoft Edge forcibly. So the same thing happens if some of your programs are freezing and they don't want to close. You can just open your Task Manager and then click on a particular program. You see all the programs that are open. You see them here. You click on that one and then you End Tags. Here you can also see my GPU is using 0%. The power usage is very low for Edge. You can see all the things here as well. You can currently see my total memory. I'm using 72% of my total RAM. For my CPU, I'm using about 72% of my CPU. My GPU, I'm using about 76%. So as your computer starts to get slower, you can make use of this guide to analyze some things that are happening. So since some of you are asking, go to the GodMode folder. If you have created a GodMode folder, please send one. Please go over this again. Okay. So firstly is to create a GodMode folder. I send the code in the chat session, so you can use the code from the chat session to create the folder. If you have created a GodMode folder, please send one in the chat session. Let me send the code there again. If you have created a GodMode folder, please send one in the chat session. That's the very first process. Okay, only 3 persons have done it. Okay, so many of you have not created a GodMode folder. What is the main problem? Like copying the code, or what is the difficulty in creating a folder? To create a folder, you right click, go to New, you click on Folder. The code can be copied. Okay, so I will send this code in the WeChat group and in the WhatsApp group after this training. Except we want to take maybe 5 minutes break, then I can give you the chance to manually type the code. Okay, so let me paste the code here in Word, zoom it bigger, Then, but even after the program, I'll still send that code in the groups. So let me paste it here and make it bigger to give you a chance to tap it manually, okay? Remember not to miss any of the symbols here, okay? So you can tap it manually, and after 5 minutes, this code can be copied. Yes, okay, so now you can do it exactly as you see it. This one, or this part of it is not mandatory. Like, you don't have to be a sim. You can use your own name there. But if you just want to stick to the class, then you can stick with this GodMode. So you don't have to be uppercase, lowercase. You can just tap it anyhow. But then remember, after it, you have a period or a dot right here. And then you have a curly brace that is open. You have a curly brace that is open, and then you have these digits. After this first section, you have hyphen or the minus sign. Then you got another digit, you got another minus sign. Like that, until you close the curly brace. So let me give you a chance to do that in 3 minutes. If you fast, in 3 minutes, you can try to do it. So take your time, look at it carefully. Today maybe we'll finish before 10 o'clock. We'll not reach 11 o'clock, so you can stick around. Before 10 o'clock will be over. You said to create it, we should right click. Yeah, go about the same normal process of creating a folder. Go on your desktop or go anywhere you want to create a folder, anywhere. Right click, go to new, then you see folder. Click on folder and then rename your folder with this name. Rename your folder with this name. So that's why we did the creating folder first, so that you can know how to create a folder. Right click on your desktop, go to new, you see folder. Create that folder and then rename the folder with this name that you have here. We'll finish before 11 o'clock, so please stick around. Attendance will be taken after the section. Attendance will be taken after the section. If you have done it, if you are that fast, you can send one if you have done it. If we got more people, then we'll proceed. Then other people, they will copy it from the group or watch the video later. Okay, so 3, 4 persons now, 5 persons have done it. 6, okay, that's good. We have people that are fast. Fast people. Fast people. All right, so let's move on. Okay, so that's great. You already have the folder now. Now you double click on the GodMode folder. Whatever you save it, if it was on your desktop or if it was in your document folder or whatever place you created that GodMode folder. Now you want to scroll down to system. When you double click on it, scroll way down to the system section. This section I have system. You see about 21 different features on that section. Look for system, and on the system you see task manager. You could also, if you have not created a folder yet and you want to still follow us, you can search for task manager on your search bar. Search for task manager. You'll still be able to see whatever we are about to do. So nobody leaving behind. Nobody leaving behind. Search for task manager. From the task manager now you can see what we're just talking about. You can also count your performance. You can see the graph of your memory, like the question Catherine asked. Now you can get entire view of the GPU and the CPU, your hard drive, your Wi-Fi, your memory, which is your RAM. You can see everything here. Ooh. can see everything and analyze what all is happening. So this CPU has been up for the last 10 hours. Similar thing, my memory currently in use is about 6 gig of memory in use. I have less memory remaining, about 1.8, 1.9. So if I open any kind of a heavy software that is about 1.5, my computer will start behaving very slow. Okay. So this is how you can analyze everything. Even a startup program, the one that we showed before, you can also see a startup program from here. You can enable or disable startup program as well. And all of the users and so many things you can find from the task manager. So that's it for this control panel or the GodMode folder. We can create an account like the other person I was asking about the different users, like your friend, maybe you can switch to different user. That is under the aspect of user accounts. So you can create user account. You can also change the particular user password from this entire area. You can also remove a user. All right, so that is it for that guy, and we should be good with it. Any question? Any question? We'll soon be ending, probably before, maybe by 9:45, we'll be ending the session for today. Any question? You can raise your hand or you can ask in the chat session. If all is clear from your end, please type clear in the chat box. If all is clear from your end, please type clear in the chat box. Yeah, Jara Gibson, you can unmute yourself. To the rest of the participants, please type clear in the chat box. If all is clear so that we know. Yeah, Jara, unmute yourself and ask.
Okay, yeah, you were still talking. So my question is, the attendance that can be taken, does it also include the people that attend on Facebook?
Nope. People can join late. Somebody joined yesterday from Facebook. They sent me a screenshot of even a screen recording of them following the program from Facebook. So if that person show that level of consistency and dedication to learn, we can also give certificate to them. But not somebody who will just go to the Facebook when the program is not on, or after the program, you go and take screenshot, you can send it to.
Yeah, the reason I ask is that maybe because like the meeting only take 100 people, right? And they also have some new people that just joined OWCC, which will really want to be involved. So I was thinking that maybe old people can join from the Facebook side, and then the new people can be here, which I think it will give other people the chance to be part of it.
All right, we'll look into that. You see, the reason why this year specifically we are using a platform that can take 100 people, and it's good that Jala here I just spoke. Jala has served as a volunteer for almost all of the editions of the program. And last edition, when we were having a program, he was the one that I even gave the money to pay for the Zoom platform. I think it was 400 or 500 that I gave him to pay for the Zoom platform. Because we have 500 or more people that can register for the program. So I don't want to leave anyone out. So we have to pay for the platform that can accommodate 500 people. So I have to pay for that platform. And it's important, like I told someone, this is the 9th edition of the program. If you are just joining, we have had complex topics on cybersecurity, big data, machine learning, and so many other things. You can check the YouTube channel and you'll see all of these videos, right? This program is not being sponsored by anyone. This is the 9th edition. I pay for everything myself. If Enoch is here from Gina, I even use his MasterCard to pay for, to renew all of the site for TIT or recent last 2 weeks. And I pay almost $170 something or $200 to renew all of the systems for TIT. And then I have to pay for Zoom. When I have in a program on a bigger platform, I have to pay for Zoom 400 to 500. So all of these things, they are being sponsored by myself. Nobody in any part of this world have ever given me a dime to say, Orlando, this is money to support TIT. I'm doing this just to share the knowledge that I have and help other people that need it. But then if 500 person register for the program, and then you pay for a platform that can take 500 people, and maybe only 200 people join or 300 people join, then I'll be losing in the end. I could pay for 200 people person platform. I could pay for 300 people platform instead of paying for 500. And the program is free. You don't pay to register. We have to do every other thing. Even after this training, we have to do some coding for your certificate so you can download it from the system automatically. We have to update the videos on all the platforms every day. And we have to update all the platforms every day. That's a lot of work. And nobody's paying us for any of these things. So when we call for the program, if you know you will attend, you register, you attend. We send reminders through email. Like the first day, we set the system to remind you 4 hours to the program. It should automatically remind you 30 minutes to the program, just so you can forget. If you register to other platforms that you pay money or other European platforms, you will be eager to go there and be on time. So why not do the same? So that's the reason why this year we decided to just go with 100 people that will be dedicated to the process. And it's good that you guys are 100, so we'll have less time to do your certificate. By tomorrow, almost 90% or all of your certificate will be ready, but it will not be on the site yet. Before you start downloading your certificate, you're not coming back here. So we'll keep it until day 5, and then we launch it on the site. You can go there and download your certificate. But Jada, I get you. And it's going to be difficult to track the attendance of all people on Facebook, because everybody will be sending you screenshots. And the way the system is designed for the certificate verification, we use an ID. When you register in, the system will automatically generate an ID. We use that ID, combine it with your registered name, so that whenever you search for that name, your last name, or that ID, it can query the system to see if anything exists in the database of such. So if somebody don't register, they just join Facebook as an old member, it's going to be difficult for us to work with that. So let's see how this edition will go until the end of the 5. Then we will evaluate and see, maybe we'll step it up the next time. But for now, that's what we can do.
Yeah.
So
Well, honestly.
okay. So back to the session. If it is too much for us today, if you learn a lot and you want us to stop here, you can say stop in the chat session, or you can say 1. 1 is for us to continue. 2 is for us to stop. So we can stop here and get ready for tomorrow. 1 is for us to continue. 2 is for us to stop. So let's see, we are getting 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So 2 is for us to stop. Many people want us to stop. Okay. So we'll stop here for today. You guys have learned a lot today, so we'll stop here. Some people still want to learn. So when we end the platform, the meeting officially, maybe we'll give you 15 minutes to stay here for those who still want to learn. We'll give you 15 minutes. Then you can stay interact with us. We can ask questions, answer questions, and converse. Tomorrow, we will be talking about, tomorrow should be about Microsoft Word and Excel, I think so. Or Edge. But I will check the schedule. So that's it for today. Let us do the attendance now. Honorable Willie, Honorable Jenkins, if you are there, any of the volunteers, please take a screenshot as well from your side. I'm going to stop sharing. You can now turn on your camera. And to verify the attendance, like we said, you can always go to the YouTube channel and then go at the end of today's video, skip through, you will see this particular part of us doing the attendance. You just pause it, and then you'll see your name. When you see your name, you pause it. Oh, CEO, my name was not there. Oh, Prezo, my name was not there. But this is me. Then we'll help you to do that. All right, let's take our attendance. At this time, please, nobody should send a message so that I don't cover the name of other people, because Flomo, when the Flomo is now here in this corner, any message I can't reply any. So let's say any message right now. Let's finish the attendance first. Then you can send in any message you have. If you about attendance, somebody leave the platform. No, it's okay. You don't have to disable the camera. It's okay.
You disable the camera, sir.
It's okay. If your camera cannot open, it's okay. No worries. Okay, let's go ahead now. Let me do the YouTube first before I do the screenshots. So I'm taking the YouTube first. I'm on the first screen. You don't know which screen you are on, so please take in that position. If your camera is off, leave it off at this moment. If it's on, leave it on at this moment. Or else you might go to another screen which you were not part of. I'm taking the second one, and I'm taking the third one. So I'll repeat. Maybe somebody, my whole got crook. On day 5, we'll be having the chairperson of the Academic Excellence Committee of the Liberian Student Union in China and myself for an open discussion on research and ICT trend. He graduated recently, Mr. Moba, with PhD, and he's a very good researcher, published 8 SCIQ1 Q2 papers during his time as a PhD student. So he'll be able to share some of his experience and guide us or educate us on what we need to do about our research, publication, and all of that. That will be on day 5. We'll just be in an open discussion about the trends of technology, trends of research, and so many other things. Oops, we have 2 more screens. Then we'll end this whole thing today. Thank you all for joining. Let me take the last screen. All right. All of the Liberian Student Union in China members that joined, thank you. To the Academic Excellence Committee members, led by Mr. Moba and his team, Honorable Quinetta, Darius Johnson. Yeah, so officially we are